Three, two, one, and we are live. Hey friends, Ernie here with PatternCast. Crypto Ernie. How you doing? Nice day. Had to wait for the family to leave because they are noisy. Anyways, title of this. They're coming back. The title of this video is, are you worried about Bitcoin? Are you looking for answers? Do you think that you're going to find them here or anywhere else on the YouTubes? Have you overextended yourself? Did you think, by following your favorite Bitcoin pundit, that your account was going to moon and Lambos and hoes would be in your future? Probably. Probably the most likely scenario for your malfeasance, for the hole that you've dug yourself into, is that you over leverage yourself. Take position sizes way too big, way beyond your means, because you are not even confident in what you're doing as a trader. That's just a plain truth. Most people are not confident in what they're doing, and when something goes wrong, they panic. They suffer from all of the well-known emotional strifes, including the FOMO, the fear, the greed, the uncertainty, the doubt. All of that rushes through and causes you to make bad decisions. Mostly because, well, there are two basic reasons. Again, one is because you over-leverage. And two, because you don't know what the hell you're doing. You really don't. Most of you just have no friggin' clue. You don't know what your edge is. You don't know what the strategy is. If you follow a strategy, you just jump right in because you got a feeling. I got a feeling! And that's bad. Well, we're not doing that. We're not doing that at all at PatternCast. Every move that we take, every single move has an edge. Completely based off of hundreds of thousands of potential ways of looking at the market, statistical information, finding patterns that you can't see, that the normal TA cannot see. TA, that's a technical analyst, which is really kind of an oxymoron because they are neither technical nor are they analyzing. They may be analyzing. They are adept at doing something I call a swag, a scientific wild ass guess. And of course, that is giving them way too much credit by putting the word scientific in front of there, but that makes the whole acronym work. And I could call it an IWAG, but that wouldn't sound right. Swag is a military term, actually. Well, one thing they certainly do practice, another military term, is what I call a snafu, which stands for situation normal, all fucked up. Because that's how most people trade. Did you catch this last short? Or were you caught by surprise? Because here at PatternCast, we caught it. Full bore! Every single bit of it. And timely, too. Gave you plenty of warning. Told you about it the day that it was going to happen. And it happened. So now that makes 6 out of 7 trades that we have posted, successfully navigated since the service opened about a week and a half ago. There are 3 days left for you to get into this service for a ridiculous founder's price. I call it the founder because here's the grand plan. I want to get in about 100 people. Just about there, by the way. I want to get in about 100 people. give them a ridiculous price on this incredible service that is as much and as effective as any investment broker, hedge fund, institutional, quant. I can guarantee you that. How do I know? Because I was all of those things. Been in this business, fintech, for a long time. Probably longer than most of you have been alive. And now I vacation and do what I want, and came across this really awesome technology and thought it would be very cool to put out there. So I'm doing it on the down low. So we plan on getting our first bunch of people in here, give them a ridiculous price, show them the proper way to trade, give them, yeah, we're going to tell these people to decline, sorry. Give them all the tools that they need, including the mentorship and everything in our trade room. And then release them. We'll allow them to resell the service if they want to for an incredible affiliate fee. They could probably make a career out of it. And that's kind of like the grand plan. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep on pumping out those calls, at least for the next 3 days, for free. Sunday is going to be the last day. Sunday is the day that we head back to the homestead and leave this beautiful island. And then the price goes way up. It's as simple as that. We do have a signal out there right now. I don't know if it will hit or not. There are actually 2 signals, and they're both shorts. It's kind of a what if scenario. Oh, what happened here? Kind of a what if scenario. Well, geez, based on this, it might get up there. Who knows? That what if scenario is, here, I'll give you the trades. Let's see if I can pull them out of the hat. All right, now I got to go over here and then add that window. Almost there. There it is. Oh, that's way too big. All right, what the hell am I doing? There we go. Let's just resize it so you can see it. All right, so there are 2 trades. The first one is if we rise up to 10,015, this is our theta scan. This is the pattern key. That's the key that PatternCast gives us back that describes the type of trade it is. It found this out of hundreds of thousands of possible strategies. It found 2 occurrences over the past year, or 5 years, and both of them resulted, if you were to take a short, in 100% winner. Now, you might look at that and say, well, there are only 2 occurrences, and that doesn't really bode well. There's not enough there for a statistical advantage. And I would argue that, well, the only reason PatternCast is pulling these out is because it is, and it has a pretty darn good movement. I mean, if it, on average, those 2 have moved almost 1,800 points. 1,800 points! That's incredible. So it's a strong pattern. even though it's a rare pattern, but there it is. So should we touch 10,015, we are going short. Now there is a second version of this. Let's say we go past that. That will negate that trade, and then we'll have this trade. And this trade is what we call an alpha scan. And then this is the pattern key that it uncovered. This actually describes the pattern. I don't know what it means. None of us know what it means, but that's the pattern it found. So if we touch 10,315, we have a trade here if we go short that 5 out of 6 times resulted in a positive trade, but the move is much less. It's only 600 points, $600, with about an 83.3% success rate. So we have so those are our two trades. What we'll likely do is if it hits 10,015, we'll wait a little bit and see how that responds, and then decide whether to go in. If it keeps on going in, and of course we're only going to go in with probably a 1/5 size position. If it goes against us a little bit, we'll keep on adding to it. And if it moves all the way up to 10,315, maybe by then we'll have a half or a 3/4 position. We'll add a little bit more. Then we'll set our targets appropriately. So there are the two trades right now that PatternCast has given us. You might say, well, that seems pretty unlikely. Well, how likely did that fall off the cliff seem to you that happened yesterday? How likely was that? How likely was this little pump up here? I don't know. Do you think that Bitcoin can reach up to 10,000? I think it could very easily. Very easily. Let's see. Let's zoom out a little bit here. So could Bitcoin come back up to about this level right here? Let's take this line here and we'll put it over there at 10,015. Just has to go there, and then the second line. So there's our two short points. And so those are the trades for today. We'll have a trade for tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday as well. So should price get up here today? This trade is only good for today, by the way. And if it does trigger, then we allow it up to 4 days to realize its potential. Now, what this is showing me here is a very, very common pattern, this first one. And let me show you what that is. So should we come back up to 10,015, we would have broken out of the symmetrical triangle by a little bit with what we would call, what would appear to be a false breakout. Come back up and then retest the bottom of that and then drop down to about 8,000 and change. Wherever that was. What was that? 8,215. So that's our secondary target. 8,215 right there. So that would be our secondary target. And it looks something like this. Let's make that a solid line and thick and bright. Okay. So that's today's trade. That's what it looks like. We could zoom out on this a little bit. And that makes a lot of sense. That makes a darn good amount of sense. Now the full potential. Now, by the way, as I've said in previous videos, there's only, on a symmetrical triangle, there was a higher probability that would have broken to the upside, about 60 to 40. But on breaks to the downside, there's a higher probability that you'll reach the full potential of this pattern. So that makes a lot of sense that if we do this, come down, come back up, and go down, that we will, and it won't even be the full potential, but we'll at least get a really good run out of that. And that's what I see happening. That's if we move back up. All right. So we'll see if that happens. If it does, we'll all sing Kumbaya. Anyways, that's how we trade here. We trade with a definitive edge. PatternCast gives us the calls that it sees that are based on looking at literally hundreds of thousands of patterns across reams of data, identifying very high probability patterns, presenting those to us, and then we don't manage risk here. We manage profits. And that's the great thing about PatternCast. So if you're interested, now's the time to take advantage of it at this ridiculous founder's price. And we'll see you next video. Well, actually, hold on. We do have some comments here. Yeah, Chris, don't get on that 5-minute chart and think that every pump is something significant. All eyes. Thanks, Coach. Love the last call with Bitcoin PatternCast. All right. Mr. Happy, great last call. Thank you. Coder 3. How involved and how much is PatternCast? Right now, for the next 3 days, it's $349 for a year, and that locks you in at that price every year. All right. The price is going up to $12.95, where it belongs. Michael Goldman. Hi, Ernie. Remember you called the dead cat bounces and had your chart and the possible paths Bitcoin might take? Here we go again, when millennials bought top. Yeah. That's exactly right. So my prediction back then about the successive dead cat bounces is also coming through. Georgian Hell says, Ernie, your channel is worth at least 100K. Eventually, we'll get there. I respect that all your calls are all analytical and not based off of emotions. Thank you very much, E-Beans. At least we can confirm we can take a long to 10K, Ernie. No, PatternCast didn't say that. We didn't say that at all. This is completely a what-if scenario. Now, full disclosure, I have a very, very small long position on, just in case it does do that. Just a 1/5 size position, but PatternCast didn't tell us anything about going long. Chris says, I believe what PatternCast is calling for here is what Bukowski describes as a pullback out of the symmetrical triangle. Do you agree? Yeah, it's a possible scenario. And but PatternCast doesn't know Bukowski. PatternCast doesn't know TA. It just knows data. Benny says, I want to try, pay for 1 month to see if it really works. Well, screw you, Benny, because if you can't afford $349 for what we have and the transparency that we've had over the past year, more than a year, then I'll just go on to the next person. You will lose out on the $349 deal of a lifetime. All right? So this whole bull about trying it out for a month, crap-ola. Screw you! I'm not going to do it because I don't want to get marked by YouTube. But I don't have to give this away to anybody. We've proven this time and time again with literally dozens and dozens and dozens of calls with a better than 90% win rate, giving those calls out for free. And believe me, if people can't see past their asses by then, they don't deserve squat. Well, they deserve squat. That's exactly what they deserve. So, Benny, either you want it or you don't. It's as simple as that. The price that I'm giving it away now, even at $12.95, I believe that price is just outrageously low. That's $12.95 for a year. Outrageously low. I think that when I go up to $12.95, I'm going to give a special deal for people who pay with crypto for the entire year. I might do something like that. Maybe give them a couple $100 off or something. But you can pay for crypto or worthless fiat right now at 1/4 the price. Simple as that. All right, now it's time to go. I want to thank everybody. Please go down, smash that like button, share this video, because things like this are only going to come around every once in a while. And I don't care if you really purchase this or not, do it or not. I really don't. Because there are going to be some people that are going to realize the value here and see it is for what it is. So whether you do it or someone else does it, makes no difference to me. I know what we have. We've proven it. Besides the PatternCast signals, we also have a first-class, world-class trade room where you get daily webinars and mentorship and support. So if somebody can't see that for that price, they don't deserve it. Thank you very much. Got to go now. Take care. Have a great day. I'm going to go do something fun on Martha's Vineyard. Bye.